Hello guys, welcome back to QA Fraction channel. Thanks for watching. Today we are gonna learn local and global variable. For that, let me create a class and I'll create a class student. My class is created. So what we are gonna learn here? Local and global variable. So in order to learn that, first we need to understand what is variable. So variable is nothing but a temporary data holder or container which can store some data. You know. So just write a definition of that. So that's the definition, guys. Variable. You know. Okay. Now there are two types of variables. One is global and second one is local. Okay, so now let's start looking one by one, you know each. So what is first global? So global is nothing but, guys, any variable defined in the class area but outside of any method is called as global variable. So what is class area, guys? This is the class area. Okay, and outside of method there is, it should not be in a, so let's note down the definition of it. So any variable defined in the class area but outside of any method is called as global variable. Okay, now let's define the what student can have. A student can have, student student I can say roll number. I can say s roll number. Okay, s roll number. And what is the type of roll number? I'll say integer student roll number. A student can have student name, right? So string student name. Okay, string student name. And what else? Student can a student studies in the college, so student, college name. So college name. So these are the three variables which I have declared. These variables are nothing but global variable, guys. Okay, we got to know that what is global variable. Now how can you access global variable, and what are the scope or the global variable, that also we need to see. So this is a, class level variable, and you can always execute Java program with the main method. So let's try to create a main method. Okay, let's try to create a main method. Main method is created. Now I want to access roll number, I want to access student name, I want to access student college name. So what should we do here? First we need to create an object. How to create an object? Class name, then reference variable equals to new class name, constructor call. So that's how you create a object. Now I want to see that, and there is also one more property of global variable. They get assigned as soon as you declare them. So we have just declared it. We have not assigned anything, but by default it gets assigned by Java compiler. So what is the value right now it has? Let's see. So, let's try to see what it has. So let's try to print all the three variables what it has inside them. So I'll say, s dot s roll number. Here I'll say s dot s, name, this variable, and I'll say s dot s college name. And let's try to print them, guys, and see what exactly is happening. So look, 0 null null, automatically they are, assigned some value by default. They have some value. So we will say that global variable are always associated with an object and they are initialized by default. Okay, that's the property of global variable, right? Now what is the life or scope of a variable, global variable? So life and scope of a global variable is throughout the class. So throughout the class from here to here, but outside of method. So that is the, scope or life of a global variable. So you can use this global variable anywhere in this class level. Now let's see a local variable. What is local variable? A variable which is created inside a method and outside of class. So that is called as local variable. So local, and let's take an example. I'll create a m1. I'll create a method. This is a method I have created. Now in this, if I want to say that what is local variable, so local variable is, let's note down the definition here, guys. That local variable, any variable defined in the class area but inside of a method, and it is compulsory to initialize before we use it. So let's suppose I'll say here int I. Okay, what is this, guys? I have just declared, so here I am saying it is compulsory to initialize. So in local variable are compulsory to initialize before you use it. Here I am not using it at all, so it's fine. If I want to use it, what should I do? I'll just say, okay, try to print the value of I which it has. Look, it's giving error. What it says? One quick fix available, initialize variable. So we have to initialize. By default it will initialize 0. So whatever you want to give, I'll say I want to give 1. Now it is fine. So this is local variable, guys, and it doesn't get associated with any object. It doesn't need, the life of a local variable is from this bracket to this bracket, that's all. So it starts from where the method starts, and it ends, the life of a local variable, it ends where the method ends. So that is your local variable. Now one more thing, in global variable, guys, there are again two types in global variable. What are two types? Those types are instance and static. Okay, let me mention here. Now instance variable, which value depend on the object. So like this is the instance variable. These are the instance variable. If I want to say what is instance variable, these are the instance variable. Because student roll number, so as a student can have one roll number, right? Now if I want to create another object and try to see, okay, let's create another object s1, okay, and try to see what is happening here, guys. Okay, let's try to print the value, and we'll assign here some value, Bipin, and then college name equals to, we'll say IIT. Okay, now just give s1 s1 s1, and now try to run and see what is happening here, guys. Look, a roll number with 1, student name Bipin, studies in IIT, the object has been created for it. Now let's try to give some value to this object also. So let's give roll number 2, name equals to Ram, college name equals to IIT. Now try to execute the program. So see what is happening. A roll number with roll number 2, name Ram, studies in IIT. Roll number 1, student name Bipin, studies in IIT. So guys, you can see a one data type which is always getting repeated. What is that? School name. So in one school you can keep one that all the student records. So whenever these type of common type of data variable you find getting repeated in every object, we call them, or we make them as a static, using static keyword. So that's all. Now it is it is static. So what is the benefit of a static? Benefit of static is whenever you create an object for this college name, memory will not get allocated if you make them static variable. So you can directly also you can directly also access like that, and just declare your variable here only, okay, so that it will be common for all. Now remove this, and try to run the program and see what is happening. Look guys, IIT, you don't need to give in every. Now you can also remove the support of object. It is not dependent on object, as we have seen in the definition. Value not dependent on the object. Look, number of object you create, S1, S2, S4, every time the college name will be IIT for all the student objects. Look, so this is all about static variable, global variable, local variable. So if you have any doubt, let me know guys, I'll clear it out. And thanks for watching. Thank you.